You're in a meeting, you understand everything. You even have a great idea, but you're silent. The words just won't come out right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do speak, you worry that you sound wrong, maybe too direct or too much like a textbook. You just don't sound as natural and confident as your native speaking coworkers.
Lena, that is such a common feeling. So many amazing English learners feel that exact same way. They know the grammar, they have the words, but something feels missing.
Exactly. It's that feeling of not sounding natural. If this sounds like you, then you are in the right place. Welcome to our channel, English Podcast Coach, where in this episode, we will help you speak English with confidence at work. My name is Lena.
And I'm James. We're so happy you're here. If you're ready to sound more natural and feel more confident in the office, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow.
Okay, James, let's jump right in. What does speaking like a native at work really mean? Does it mean we have to have a perfect American accent and use big, complicated words?
That's a fantastic question, Lena. And the answer is a big, clear no.
Oh, okay. That's a relief.
Think about it. Do your native speaking coworkers speak perfectly all the time?
No, not at all. They say and they pause to think. Sometimes they even start a sentence and then change their mind.
Exactly. So native workplace English is not about being perfect. It's about being clear, being polite, and being understood. It's about connection, not perfection.
Connection, not perfection. I love that. So where do learners go wrong? Why do they feel like they sound like a textbook?
Well, textbooks teach us formal, grammatically perfect English. It's a great foundation, but in the real world, especially at work, we use slightly different, more natural language.
Right.
For example, a textbook might teach you to say, "I would like to make a suggestion." It's correct, but it's very formal.
So what would a native speaker say in a meeting?
They might say something softer like, "Could I jump in here for a sec?" Or, "What if we tried it this way?" Or even just, "Here's an idea."
Oh, I see. It sounds much more collaborative, less like a command and more like a friendly idea.
That's the key word, collaborative. Workplace English is all about teamwork. Let's talk about another common situation, asking questions in a meeting.
Okay, this is a big one. It can be scary to interrupt someone to ask a question.
It can be. A very direct way, which might feel rude, is to say, "I don't understand."
Right, that sounds a little strong.
Instead, you could try a softer approach. For example, "Could you clarify what you mean by that?" Or, "I'm not sure I follow. Could you explain that one more time?"
Could you clarify? I like that. It puts the focus on the information, not on my lack of understanding.
Exactly. Another great one is, "Just to make sure I'm on the same page," and then you can rephrase what you think they said.
On the same page. That's a common phrase, right?
A very common one. It just means we have the same understanding. So you could say, "Just to make sure I'm on the same page, we are moving the deadline to Friday, correct?"
That's super helpful. It sounds confident and clear, but also very polite.
It is. Politeness is key in a workplace culture. Now, what about agreeing with someone? The simple way is, "I agree." And that's fine, but there are other ways to add more energy.
Like what?
You could say, "That's a great point," or, "I was just about to say the same thing," or, "I'm on board with that."
I'm on board with that. That sounds very team-oriented.
It is. Now for the tricky one, disagreeing.
Oh, yeah. How do you disagree without sounding argumentative or rude? You don't want to just say, I disagree, or you're wrong.
Definitely not. The key is to show you respect their opinion first. You can start with something like, "I see your point, but," or "That's one way to look at it." Another perspective could be,
Acknowledge their idea first.
"Yes, my favorite one is, I understand where you're coming from, but have we considered?" This shows you listened, you understood, and you are offering a different idea, not just attacking theirs.
Have we considered? That's great because it includes everyone. It makes it a team decision.
Precisely. Okay, so we've talked about meetings. Let's shift to another important relationship at work, talking to your manager.
This can be very intimidating for learners. You want to be respectful, but you also don't want to sound like a robot.
Right. Let's say you need help with a task. You could say, I need help, but it sounds a bit demanding.
Yeah, a little bit.
A more professional and polite way would be, I was wondering if you had a moment to look at this, or I've hit a bit of a roadblock. Could I get your advice on something?
I've hit a roadblock. That's a great natural sounding phrase. It shows you tried to solve the problem yourself first.
Yes, it shows initiative. And what about giving an update? Instead of just, the report is finished, you can say,
Let me guess. Something like, just wanted to let you know the report is ready?
perfect. Or, just a quick update for you. The report is now ready for review. It's friendly, professional, and clear.
These small changes in wording make such a big difference.
They really do. It's all about adding these polite, softening phrases. It makes your English sound less direct and more natural in a work context.
Okay, so we've covered formal meetings and talking to managers, but what about the informal moments, like making small talk with coworkers by the coffee machine?
Ah, small talk. Some people love it, some people hate it, but it's very important for building relationships at work.
Right, it's how you get to know people, but what do you talk about?
The key is to keep it light and positive. The easiest topic is the weekend. On a Friday, you can ask, any plans for the weekend? Or, got anything fun planned for the weekend?
Okay, that's simple enough. And on Monday?
On Monday, it's, how was your weekend? Or, did you do anything nice over the weekend?
And what if they ask me, what's a good way to answer?
You don't need to give a long, detailed story. A simple answer is perfect. It was pretty relaxing, thanks. I just caught up on some reading. How about you? Always remember to ask them back.
Ah, yes, ask them back. That keeps the conversation going.
Exactly. Other safe topics are things like a popular TV show, plans for lunch, or the weather. It sounds boring, but it's a simple way to connect.
So the goal of small talk isn't to have a deep conversation. It's just to be friendly and build rapport.
You've got it. It's about showing you're a friendly person to work with.
This is all great, James, but there's one more piece to the puzzle. It's one thing to know the right words, but it's another thing to say them with confidence. How can learners sound more confident even if they're nervous inside?
Such an important point. Confidence is not about your vocabulary level. It's about your delivery. My number one tip is slow down.
Slow down. I think many learners feel they need to speak fast to sound fluent.
It's the opposite. When you speak quickly, you're more likely to make mistakes and feel flustered. Speaking slowly and clearly makes you sound thoughtful and confident. It gives you time to think.
Okay, that makes sense. Slower is better.
My second tip is to use pauses. It's okay to pause for a second or two before you answer a question. It makes you look like you're considering your answer carefully. You can even say, that's a good question. Let me think for a second.
So you don't have to have an answer immediately?
Not at all. A thoughtful pause is a sign of confidence. And my last tip is to use simple words. You don't need to use big, complex vocabulary to sound intelligent. Clear, simple language is always the most effective in business.
That's so encouraging to hear. So slow down, use pauses, and keep it simple.
That's the formula. And remember, everyone at work wants you to succeed. They are on your side. They will be patient if you need a moment to find your words.
That's a great mindset to have. Your colleagues are your team, not your judges.
Right. So just to review some other helpful phrases we've talked about, things like to touch base, which means to quickly check in with someone, or give you a heads up, which means to give someone an advance warning.
Like, just a heads up, the client will be arriving in 10 minutes.
Perfect example. And another one is to circle back, which means to return to a topic later. Let's circle back to this tomorrow morning.
Using these phrases can help you sound more integrated into the team, like you understand the office lingo.
It can, but don't feel pressure to use them all at once. The most important thing, as we said, is clarity and politeness. The idioms can come later.
Wow, we've covered so much today. This has been incredibly helpful.
You know, all these spoken communication tips are fantastic, but so much of our work communication isn't spoken at all. It's written. I'm talking about the king of workplace communication,
The email. I'm glad. Let's do a quick recap of the key points for our listeners.
Great idea. So, first, native like English at work isn't about perfection. It's about clear and polite communication. Connection, not perfection.
Right. Second, use softer, more collaborative phrases. Instead of I want, try what if we. Instead of I don't understand, try could you clarify?
Third, don't be afraid of small talk. Keep it simple with topics like the weekend to build friendly relationships with your coworkers.
And finally, to sound more confident, speak slowly, use pauses, and use simple, clear language. Confidence comes from your delivery, not from big words.
This is such a great summary. Our challenge for you, the listener, is to pick just one thing from today's episode, just one new phrase or one tip, and try to use it at work this week.
That's a wonderful challenge. Small steps lead to big progress. Don't try to change everything overnight. Just one small change can make a big difference in your confidence.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you feel more motivated and ready to practice. If you found this episode helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and maybe even share it with a friend who might need it.
It was a pleasure being with you all. Keep practicing, stay positive, and we'll talk to you in the next episode.
Bye for now.